Hey everyone, we're always getting kind of questions that don't always involve the toys, just something about our family or our company or stuff like that, so we decided to do a Q&A series. If you have questions that we don't answer, feel free to ask them. You can email us, you can post them on Instagram, you can post them on Facebook, doesn't matter, we'll see them pretty much everywhere. First, though, we just set up this new studio. Stacey wanted to talk about this background real quick.
We got this mural from Minted, and you guys, it's amazing. It was so easy to put up. It's like removable wallpaper. But I think Marty and I got put up in like an hour and a half for the entire wall and trimmed out, and it just really adds to the space. So check out Minted if you have time.
Yeah, really nice of them to help us out with this set. Do you want to just jump into the questions? I don't really have anything else to add. So.
Yeah, you picked them out, so.
We're going to get to all of them, just not in this video, but I picked out the ones we're asking right now. Have you owned any other businesses?
Yes, you have. We have.
Yes, I have. We owned, a long time ago, we owned a bar, a restaurant. It didn't work out very well.
Not a great family business.
We're making toys now. No, actually, it was a pretty big learning experience. We didn't know much about being entrepreneurs. I think had we had a little more knowledge and, a little more startup money, it might have worked out a bit better. But it was fun. It, like most businesses, came down to time and finances, and I was still working another job. Stace was home with Ethan at the time, because this was a long time ago. Right now we own, obviously, and run Bannor Toys, and then we have a small real estate company on the side. That's actually sounds a lot cooler than it is. We have a couple rental houses that are involved in their own company. And that's primarily just to try and help us with retirement.
I ran an in-home daycare before this, so.
Oh yeah, I guess that counts as
a
business. Yeah, it was an in-home daycare. That's actually how we got started doing Bannor Toys, which I think is somewhere in here. As the toy company grows, we're still learning a ton. There's a lot of stuff we learn as we go. This next question has been asked multiple times. I actually have it on the list in a lot of places. More babies in the future? Do you have plans to add another baby to your family? Eli would make a great big brother. If you had a girl, maybe you won't be so outnumbered.
Okay, I just say that these questions were asked like 3 days before we found out that, surprise, we're adding a baby to the family.
Yeah, I think Stacey cursed half of you for speaking it into existence.
No, we're excited.
We did not plan to have more babies in the future.
No.
We're excited to have more babies in the future. So if you had not seen any of those videos yet, we're expecting.
And Eli is super excited to not be the baby of the family anymore.
Yeah, so I guess that answers that question.
Yeah.
If we're expecting any more babies in the future? No, this is our last one.
This is our last one.
Who named Sherman? It's the perfect name. So, Sherman is our dog. He's our miniature schnauzer.
And it was all you.
Was it?
I'm allergic to dogs.
Yeah, okay.
Most animals.
We drove 3 hours to get him because Stacey's very allergic to not just dogs, I mean almost any animal. So she was only 2 breeds that she'd kind of be around, and they have to be very, very much purebred for us to be able to have them in our home. So we found Sherman. We went to go get him. And then it was 2-3 hour drive back, and we just we didn't really have him named. We
kept tossing around things, and
we kind of had landed on S names. There was a Sherman, there was it Samson?
Samson was one.
Anyway, Sherman was just kind of the name we landed on, and we liked it, and he was really little.
He was tiny. He was 3 pounds, 4 pounds when we got him.
He's still really small, and he's full grown now. But yeah, so I guess I guess her recollection is it was me. I think we just kind of were spitballing names in the car on the way back.
You started talking about Nemo and whatever the address is in P. Sherman Way, and that's what he's named after.
Can I come visit the shop? Yeah, for the most part, we welcome most people into the shop.
Yeah.
Not right now, because, we're in the middle of the pandemic. We're waiting for that to be over before we really welcome most folks back to the building. But that being said, we're not open to the public, so we can't just accept drop-ins because of the equipment we run and things like that.
Right.
But if we know you're coming, if you're like, hey, I'm from such and such place, and I'm going to happen to be in the area, Yeah, come in and say hi. That's no
Shoot
problem.
us an email and we'll set up a time.
Yeah, that's no problem. How do I get a telecommuting job with you? Believe it or not, we have some contractors and some people that we work with that are not in-house, of course.
Right. Some in other countries even.
Yep, Shayna comes to mind. She's our graphic designer. Jacob works with us out of Illinois. We have people that help us with bookkeeping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're not here.
We work with a few photographers that are in California, and
all of our collaborators.
Our photographers are kind of spread all over the U.S.
Yep, our moms and stuff that we do collaborations with and stuff too.
Right.
So yeah, we definitely have people that we work with. I guess as far as getting one, there has to be an opening first. We're not that big of a company. We don't have like regular openings and stuff. And most of our folks have been with us quite a while.
Yeah, we have really low turnover for our company.
Yeah, it's nice. And we've kind of formed relationships with a lot of these folks, even though they're not here. So that's nice. But that being said, when we have something come open that we want to do, we generally put a call out for it. So if you're following us on Instagram or the collective or any of those sorts of things.
Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah, we'll put out something saying, hey, we're looking for moms that want to, do some photography with us, or, just shout outs like that. And then people kind of send their info and we talk from there. So just keep an eye out on social media. That's generally where we put it when we are looking for someone.
Yeah.
Favorite coffee drinks?
What's yours, honey?
Red Bull. I don't drink coffee.
I like chai lattes and cinnamon dolce lattes. You don't even know what that means.
I don't know what any of that was.
I never sent him for coffee.
Yeah, I've never been a coffee drinker my whole life.
Although we met in a coffee shop.
Yep. What toys did you release your first year?
Oh.
Release is a strong word.
Yeah, that's a strong word.
If we had like 7 sales in a day, we were like, oh, I'm so busy.
We did a lot of painted stuff back then.
Yep. Most stuff was kind of, in that first year especially, was kind of craft show stuff.
Right.
The dinosaur rattle was one of our very early ones.
He is my favorite.
We don't sell him anymore.
The truck has been around since pretty much the beginning.
Yeah, we had a few other vehicles that we don't sell anymore. Building blocks have been around for as long as we've been a company.
Yeah, they have.
They have not always been the woods that we use now.
Right.
They started out as kind of a pine wood.
Yeah, we did use pine.
Yeah, and that like similar to the cheaper sets that you'd find in a big box store, except we rounded them over like we do our current blocks, and she painted all the designs on all of them one at a time.
All 6 sides.
Yep, and they'd be like, they weren't like solid colors. They'd be like little swirls and
polka dots, stripes,
zigzag lines,
triangles. Oh, I'd spend hours.
Yeah, and a lot of times there's 2 colors. It'd be like a blue block with yellow. Yeah,
and each side was different.
Yeah. People really liked those. We had these little racing cars. They were very kind of generic, but we offered like a 3-set painted in different colors. And
yeah, I remember those.
Those were only on Etsy, really. We didn't have a website and stuff like that.
And I used to sew. I used to sew those balls, the rattle balls.
Yeah, some of those things, you're gonna hate me. What were those things that look like pot holders?
They had crinkle in them. They were.
No, I know, but I don't know what they were. They were like
sensory toys. They had little tags on the.
Yeah, like an activity sensor for a baby that like couldn't move a whole lot.
Or pot holders.
Yeah, they were pot holders. I know they weren't. They're just, that's the size. I'm trying to give you a visual. Is the golf set coming back? That was, for those of you that don't know, that was our very first limited toy for this year.
For 2020.
So it was January or February?
February.
Okay, so February we did a golf set. Most of our limited toys don't generally come back. I will give you this though. If it's going to come back, it'll be Cyber Monday when we do the throwback toys and the year in rewind toys, which is some limited toys that we bring back for that. So follow our YouTube series, stuff like that. We generally announce things very first there.
Yep.
I would look for it if it was to come back. I would look for it. Cyber Monday would be your best shot. Whose idea was it to start the company?
Mine.
Yeah,
I'm totally taking credit for it.
You can. I had the idea to make some toys, and she did have the idea to sell them.
He wanted to make toys for my daycare kids, and he cut out this little truck, and I said, gee, that's kind of cute. Maybe we should sell them.
And actually, if you want more on that, go to our YouTube channel. We did a series about the history of Bannor Toys and kind of how we started and everything, and a lot of that is in the first episode there, where we talk about the very first toys and the very first craft show where we sold them and things like that. So hit that video up for tons of details on that. It's a fun story. How long have you been married?
I'll let you answer this, honey.
We've been married 10 years, coming up very soon on 11.
Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know when this video comes out, but our anniversary will be August 1st. Thought you got me. Yeah, that's right.
Good job, honey.
10's an easy number to remember. Is it hard working together and being married? P.S. Don't sugarcoat it.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be. Yes. It can be. I think we've been doing this long enough now. Bannor Toys is also coming up on its 10-year anniversary. We started it after being married for only about a year. So
very young.
Next year will be our 10-year anniversary. So we've been doing this long enough where we kind of have it figured out.
Yeah, we do now.
That doesn't mean that we don't argue or anything. Like, we disagree about how things should be done and stuff sometimes, or what toy to do or anything like that. We just kind of know each other's limit now.
And we've figured out who's better at what. Like, I kind of look in front of me and Jess looks down the road. And so we kind of mesh our ideas better now than we used to.
We generally don't turn each other down on toys too much.
It's very rare that we veto another one's idea.
Yeah. There are times where we have a conversation about how do we take that toy and instead, make it more Bannor, like make it fit our aesthetic more, or how do we make that something that I think people will want. There's a few toys that have come up again and again, and we just don't want to make them work. There's times when we're frustrated at each other. We don't yell at each other at work or anything like that, but like our employees can see, like we'll be talking and we can't come to an agreement. I'll be like, okay, and I just like have to go do my work on some toys for a while, or something like that. So, but all in all,
they step out of the office for a minute. It's okay.
Are we done talking? Yeah, we're done talking. But all in all, I think we do a pretty good job.
And we both do our own thing outside of work some nights. Like, you play pool with the guys, and I meet the girls out, and so.
And at work, we don't share an office or anything like that either. Like, we're on different floors of the building. Like, we obviously get together to talk about what we're doing quite often, schedule-wise and stuff. But we have different jobs here.
Yeah, so it's not as bad as you would think. We don't see each other constantly.
It's a really romantic and sweet way to put it. Next question. Do you offer gift wrapping?
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We offer gift notes.
We do handwritten gift notes if you
include it in the notes section.
Right, and we have worked over the years to kind of make our packaging something that is easily giftable, so that, because gift wrapping, we just couldn't do it. We have too many orders that we couldn't handle.
We would have to charge more to do it. It would cost a lot more just because of the time it takes to do that properly, and we just don't have the manpower. Like, people often think that we're bigger than we are.
Right. We're not.
Yeah, we're a pretty small company in a pretty small town, and a pretty small building really for what we do.
Yeah.
And so we just don't have enough people to offer something like gift wrapping. While we do put like the packing slip in there so you can make sure you got what was ordered, there's no prices listed on them.
Right.
And then, like I said, if you include a gift note, we'll handwrite that.
And include that. Yeah, for you.
So it's still pretty cool to get a box from someone as a gift, a package with Bannor Toys in it. You don't have to worry about receipts, and you can include a little gift note, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
try to make it easy. But.
Yeah. What are each of your favorite toys, and what's the most popular toy? So let's start with what's the most popular toy. You would know that better.
Name blocks.
Yeah, name blocks. The state rattles are always still really popular.
And our grasping toys with beads on them.
With beads. Almost everyone orders them with the silicone beads because they like that multiple texture toy. It's got wood and silicone.
It really just depends on the time of year because everything kind of goes in cycles. But I would say
name blocks are kind of hands
name blocks
down.
are always top, and the state rattles make such a good keepsake for baby. What's your favorite toy?
Oh yeah,
for
favorite toys.
Gosh. Your favorite toy. I know my favorite toy.
I want to say something cool like the cash register and stuff like that because it's like all wood, has the wood gears in it.
It's
very
cool.
Interactive for a wood toy, right? Something that we didn't use plastic molding or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, like I always get drawn to like the simpler things like the keys and stuff. I love the keys. Like you can always get a plastic or a cheap set of, toy keys that jingle and stuff like that.
Sure.
We put a lot of work into making our design one that was really safe, worked really well. We use all 3 woods in one toy, so you get to see cherry, walnut, and maple, so you get to see light, medium, and dark with no stain or anything like that. We don't stain our woods.
Right.
So that's a natural
Yeah,
color.
the keys are beautiful.
I like it most because it's a really beautiful toy, but it's really, really useful. Like it's the toy that you would reach for in the diaper bag, in the car seat, everywhere. Because it's good for everything.
Eli still uses his.
Yeah,
He'll drive
still plays with
the
them.
school bus
Yeah.
to pretend with them.
But even like for their intended age range, there's, they of course gnaw on them, and that's perfectly safe.
Yeah.
And then they still make noise when they're jingled together, even though they're not rattles.
Right.
But they're not so loud that they can't be used, in the church pew or in the doctor's office waiting room or anything like that.
Do you know what mine is?
I don't.
It's the giraffe push toy.
Oh.
I like the giraffe, and I like that we put the different woods into him too and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of our toys, we only use, the best products. Like we use the hardwoods or the Baltic birch ply. Like we don't use a cheaper plywood or anything like that. So all of our materials are always the best. Our wheels are made out of maple. Like our teething rings and stuff are custom made for us. We don't just buy the same ones you would buy at the store. That way we can choose how strong and the wood and stuff. But there's a few toys like that have a little like flair to them.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of our aesthetic, right? It takes something that would be, this is kind of a, forgive the words, because I know other toy brands aren't this, but just like a cheap kind of generic toy into something that's like, this is elegant enough to stay out from the living room carpet when they walk away from it.
Which has always kind of been what we wanted.
Yeah.
We wanted to make toys that you
didn't
could
have
have
to put
in
away.
your home that you don't have to put away.
Yeah, it's a pretty toy, but it has like the spots on his neck, are wood plugs. They're actual solid wood.
Walnut and cherry.
How do you decide what toys to list and what colors to use? It's mostly just, can we do this and still do it at a price where the majority of our customers will be happy with it, right? Like we want toys for everyone. I know we're kind of a higher end toy maker because we hand make them and we make them out of quality materials and we don't order them from another manufacturer and stuff like that.
Right.
But compared to a lot of other brands, like I still feel like we're pretty affordable.
I think we are.
We keep that in mind when we're designing a toy.
Right.
So if we say this would be a great toy, but in order for us to be able to afford to make it in-house, how we make our toys, would cost this much, and that kind of takes it. Some people would still buy them, don't get me wrong, but it kind of takes it out of the price of where we want.
Most people.
And we don't do that with hardly any of our toys.
No, when we started out, we were very poor parents ourselves. We were a young couple and we didn't have a whole lot of extra money, and so we always have set out to make toys that the majority of people can afford. Like the phone, we include personalization on the phone, so it's a
affordable toy. You don't have to add personalization to it.
Yeah.
Pricing, while not getting getting out of the quality aspect of it, while not sacrificing quality. And then if we both agree on a toy, like, hey, this would be great, then it's a no-brainer. We just go for it. If one of us wants to do it and one of us doesn't, we each make our case. And then, like I said, we don't veto toys very much. So if she says, hey, I really want to do this, I say, yeah, but you got to consider this, this, and this. She'll either say, yeah, you were right, or I still want to try it.
Right.
And then generally, like I said, we don't really argue much about that. I say, okay, I'll make some up. And we might start with a smaller batch. And then as soon as it sells out, she's like, I told you so, let's do more,
And then there are things you were right about.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's kind of how we decide toys. There's no scientific method to it. We just we see what kind of designs people like and what kind of designs people want when we come up with a new shape. And
same with colors. I mean.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with colors. She's like, hey, would you like to do these, this, and this limited release? I'm like, I don't know. I don't do that.
I think he's colorblind.
I don't design nurseries and, I don't.
Yeah, we try and do some seasonal stuff here and there, and other than that, I try and keep a good mix of, baby pastels and bright colors and neutrals. We just try and have something for everyone's taste.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean,
as someone who kind of does a little bit of home remodeling and stuff on the side, like I mentioned earlier for our rental houses and stuff, walking into a house before you go to purchase it and seeing everyone's different style is amazing. So when we come out with something and say, oh, that's gorgeous, someone else is like,
ew, what are they
why
doing?
doesn't that have more black and white and blue in it? So we just try and keep a variety and stuff.
Right.
I try and limit her colors a lot. She's spends an insane amount of money on different coloring. We need this many more discs. We need this many more beads. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, and then she's like, I'll take that under advisement. Order more, you know. So
I think we're done for
we
this
knocked
video.
it out then. Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a few more questions we have in stock. We'll make another video out of that because we've been kind of talking forever now. And then, like I said, if you have more, feel free to ask them. Anywhere that you can reach us is good. We'll see it.
Yeah.
And hope that gave you a little bit of insight into how we do things around here.
Yeah.
If you have other questions, send them up. Otherwise, look for our other video. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because every single week we're putting out a new episode of our kind of, gosh, we don't have it named yet. We don't have the series name. It's really new and fresh though. It's cool. And so it's behind the scenes. It's everything we're doing here on a weekly basis. If you want to know kind of what we're all up to around here, follow that.
Yep. Some good sneaks too.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks guys.